The Lakers' mind and spirit showed up, but their bodies didn't. That's pretty much what he said.
Yeah.
Fox Sports senior NBA analyst Slick Ric Bucher is here with us now. Welcome, Slick.
Thank you.
How worried should Key be about his Lakers?
He looked worried.
No, I'm good.
No, you don't.
No,
look good.
no, you're not good.
You don't look good right now.
You should be worried.
You look you
Not
tight. You
yet.
seem tight right now. This ain't the Key I know. You tight right now.
No, I'm not.
Look, yo, see, no
I can
bass
tell.
in your voice.
Yeah.
No,
There's a lot
I'm
of
waiting for Rick to deliver
Yeah,
what
but
he
the
needs to deliver.
shoulders a little hunched. I'm feeling it,
Man.
Paul.
Nah, we
Yeah.
good. We good. Y'all won
No.
one game. Paul, stop it.
If this is the Anthony Edwards that we're going to see throughout this series, then they have to be worried.
Yeah.
This is the most poised and composed playoff game that I've ever seen Ant play. And I said going into the series, the only way that the Minnesota Timberwolves win this, and I was skeptical that it could happen, is if Ant is able to elevate his game to be able to beat Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and LeBron James. And that's exactly what he did. 22 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, and only 1 turnover. He let the game come to him, and his dribble penetration, for those who may not understand, yes, it was 3-pointers, 21 3-pointers that the Minnesota Timberwolves hit, but they hit those because they were getting them wide open and because of the dribble penetration that created those shots. And Ant was behind a lot of that. That's why he ended up with 9 dimes. So if they're playing that game, it's pick your poison. You can either collapse and try to stop Ant, which is essentially what they tried to do, but then you're leaving Naz Reid and Mike Conley and any number of quality 3-point shooters open to hit those corner shots. Or you can allow Ant to go inside and leave it up to Austin Reeves to try to stop him from getting to the cup. Neither one of those is very appetizing. So that's why the Lakers should be worried.
No, I don't think we should be worried at all. They got 6 more games to go, if it even gets to the 7th game. Now, tomorrow night, if you drop that one, now that's a different conversation to have. Now, at that point, the panic meter, the alert bell is all going, the whistles are blowing, and everything else. So, to your point, Rick, when you give up 21 threes, something that the Lakers essentially been doing all year long is allowing people to knock down 3-point shots on them. Their defensive 3-point defense has not been there all year long for whatever reasons. I have no idea why they allow people to penetrate and kick, and they just leave them wide open and then knock down the threes. Open threes for NBA players is just, I mean, it's a layup, basically, for guys like Naz Reid, for guys like Conley. Even McDaniels got into the point where he hit 3 for 3 on the 3-point game. We could still finish the thing strong, but if LeBron and the rest of the gang can't come to the party, then we'll be the ones that'll be getting joy instead of the other way around.
All right. About the Lakers?
Did you say that, by the way, going in, that there was going to be a...
Well, that's not. Clearly, Rick, that's not the case now because we just lost.
No, but I just want to know where we were going.
And I just said that if we don't get ours together, we will be the ones.
Okay.
I believe he was talking about the Celtics and that series.
No, I was talking about Minnesota. I thought we were going, you know, bring out the broom
I
on
was
them.
trying to...
No,
I'm trying to save you.
No, I understand. You know, they got receipts, so I didn't want to lie.
Good for you.
What you oohing about, Paul?
I'm just saying, I know today J.J. Redick is going to be going into practice using words like urgency, better spirit, season on the line. I mean, because that's essentially what it is. If you lose game 2 and go down 2-0 at home,
It's over.
you can start making vacation plans.
No, I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree
So
with you.
this is the panic meter is already up there. You know what I'm saying? Key and Joy, it's already there today. And like I said, you can't drop the first 2 at home and then go to Minnesota for the next 2. Let's say Minnesota just gets 1 and you still come back to LA with a 3-1 lead. If Lakers lose at home,
And they sweep us at home.
They can go to Minnesota, grab a game, but you're still down 3-1. This is on a lot of people. This is the thing I don't understand is game 1, at home, well-rested. Everything was lined up for the Lakers for game 1. They took care of business. They sold up the number 3 seed. You got LeBron the rest he needed dealing with energy, and you come out and you lay an egg. And that's the thing I don't understand.
I don't think I'm worried.
Really?
No, I don't think I'm worried. I don't like that they lost game one, and I don't like that it looked the way that it looked.
Yeah.
But, I just don't see LeBron losing the first series of this playoffs. I don't. I do think that it's going to go perhaps longer than some people thought it would. Now, I thought it was going to be 6. So every year for the playoffs, we do this bit where the playoffs start and a team, the lesser team wins, and everyone starts freaking out. And it's like, well, didn't you pick them to lose or win at 6? That means they had to lose and win games.
Yeah.
That's how you get to that number. So, yeah, look, was it an amazing game for the Timberwolves? Absolutely. They looked brilliant. Ant looked brilliant. They had an unbelievable contribution from their bench. People made shots, shot great from 3. And perhaps that's something to worry about since that is how the Lakers play defense at 3. But I'm not really that worried. Now, I'll take all that back if they lose game 2.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to lose game 2. I don't think the Lakers are going to come out. I think they'll bring their bodies this time.
Not just their spirit.
They'll show up whole. It'll be a much closer game, and I think the Lakers will win game 2.
Yeah, and Paul, the whole time he was talking about age and rest, and we got our rest, but for whatever reason, it just didn't turn into anything.
The Timberwolves, first of all, we overlooked the fact that the Timberwolves did go to the conference finals last year. So was a matter of experience.
Well, I don't think that anyone's overlooking that. I think that when we're evaluating the Timberwolves, I'll speak for myself. When evaluating the Timberwolves, I'm looking at the totality of their season and the fact that it wasn't the exact same team that went.
Yeah, they made the trade. Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo coming in for Karl Anthony Towns. But I could make the case that actually made them a better matchup. It gave them an advantage against the Lakers. Maybe not against everybody, but against the Lakers. And that's the difficulty that LeBron is facing. Because it's funny, I looked it up. So LeBron, as we all know, 40 years old. He starts out with Julius Randle, who's 30 years old, 10 years younger. Now, we don't put him in the same talent category, right? But still, same size, is a good player. And this has probably been Julius's most effective or efficient season that he's had. More efficient, I would say, than any of the seasons that he had in New York, other than the one where he played like 45 minutes a game. And then you have Naz Reid, another 6'9" guy who's 25 years old. So you're throwing 2 young bodies who can score inside and outside, and you're asking LeBron to have to defend both of them. Because that's the thing, is that the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the way they're constituted athletically and the pieces that they have, Jaden McDaniels, they don't have to double. Well, they can play, you know what, Luka, we'll let you get yours, but we're going to kind of stay home with everybody else. So, and then, by the way, we're going to run 5 at you, and we're going to run it down your throat, and we're going to spread the floor and have three-point shooters. And we can do that with our second unit as well. So it's not like there's any drop-off when they go to the bench. So as I look at that, I'm like, the Timberwolves can replicate what they did in Game 1. Do I think the Lakers are going to play better? Yes. Do I think there's ways that they can minimize what the Timberwolves did? Yes. But, man, I don't think it's going to be an easy road. And it's really, I had the Lakers winning this series, and I don't now.
You have them losing the series?
I have them losing the series.
What did you originally pick them in?
What's that?
7?
I believe I had the Lakers winning in 6 or 7.
I had Lakers in 6. Who is at fault for the Lakers' loss, Paul?
I think you have to put a lot of the blame on J.J. Redick, but also it goes on the team leaders, too, LeBron and Luka. It's always going to be that way, but I just didn't see the adjustments the Lakers made. They collapsed on the drives of Anthony Davis and a lot of the wing perimeter players, and they just kept leaving the three-point line open, and that's why you saw so many open shots. They did this during the regular season, though, and you can do that versus teams and get away with it in the regular season, but what the thing is, in the playoffs, other teams scout that and see that. And you got a really good shooting team in Minnesota. So now I'm trying to figure out, well, what's the adjustment are the Lakers going to make? Well, are they not going to collapse? Because now you're going to let Anthony Edwards go downhill and get to the basket because they were converging on his drive. So they say, everybody stay home. We'll allow him to go get 40. Somewhat like the Minnesota Timberwolves did for Luka. They said, everybody stay home. We'll let him get 30 as long as everybody else don't get off. So I put it on J.J. Redick for not making those adjustments, and we'll see what happens in games 2.
Yeah, I think all the blame kind of goes all the way around. Paul mentioned the frontline guys, although I thought Luka played pretty good basketball yesterday, not just looking at the stat line, but just overall I thought he did okay. But when you go to our bench gave us nothing.
Nothing.
Compared to what Minnesota's bench gave them.
They were outscored 43-13.
Nothing.
43-13.
So it kind of goes all the way around, right? You expect for your bench to give more than 13 points. Mm-hmm. And that wasn't the case where Minnesota leaned heavily on their bench and they gave them the 40-plus points. But I think it all goes all the way around. And plus, like I said before, when we talked before the series even started, I said that Ant-Man would be the guy in the playoffs. He would be the guy, the one guy out of all the big names that we talk about, he would be the one guy that delivers. And look at what we started off the show with, talking about Ant-Man doing the things that he was capable of doing against the Lakers. And tomorrow night, we got to slow him down. We got to make him uncomfortable.
Yeah. I'm gonna blame the Minnesota Timberwolves because I thought Chris Finch did have his guys ready to play. He did have a game plan where, you know what, we're going to try to run every opportunity. We're going to make them play transition defense, and then Jaden McDaniels, 11 for 13, was tremendous defending. Like, he made Luka work for everything that he was going to get. And then Naz Reid with 23 points off of the bench, 6 for 9 from three-point range. I can't credit any one person. They all collectively contributed. And so that to me, I think, is the challenge. And maybe this is the most striking part that kind of flipped it for me, is it's not like they came out and put the Lakers on their heels. It was the exact opposite. The Lakers came out and played their best basketball like in the first 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And the Timberwolves took that punch and came back and then laid it on them. And that where, like, psychologically, there's nothing the Lakers can do in game 2 that's going to make the Timberwolves feel like, oh, we can rally from this.
Well, I mean, maybe not psychologically, but you can make some adjustments.
Oh, for sure, sure.
You can see that the...
How about figuring out how to slow them down from 3? That's the number one adjustment.
Well, slowing them down from 3 requires that you play defense at the
That you stop
line.
from the point of attack.
I'd rather let
Ant go off and they basically said let everybody else beat you.
No, let Ant-Man go off.
Right.
I'd rather let Ant-Man go to the cup, get his 30 at the cup, because those other dudes are going to have to consistently prove to me that they can knock down those open shots when we collapse.
You have to make adjustments. Look, the bench gave the Lakers absolutely nothing, and you don't want to put it on bench players. Obviously, this is the time for superstars to.
But even
rise
bench,
up.
And it's been an issue all year.
But even bench, it's been an issue all year. But even bench players, though, Joey, at home, they're supposed. We ain't on the road.
No, I'm not giving them a pass. It was atrocious.
Yeah, give us something.
But it
was shocking. I was not expecting that.
Give us 23.
Yeah.
Not 13.
That'll help.
No.
The Lakers don't
They've
have
got to make
a room for
adjustments.
error, though, either. They
Right.
all got to play well. The big 3 has to play well. And so
Oh, it's a big 3 now.
the big 2.5. You know, Reeves is the half.
Big 2.5.
2.5.
Well, let's talk about Boston, a team that didn't
Talk about a real team.
start their playoff campaign with a win. After trailing by 1 at halftime, Boston Celtics turned it on in the second half to beat the Magic 103-86. Derek White led Boston in scoring with 30, and Peyton Pritchard added an additional 19 off the bench.
They found the one Jason Tatum shot he made from range.
How impressive was the Celtics Game 1 win, Paul?
Now, that's a team that has room for error. When your stars don't play well, think about this. Jason Tatum had 17 points. Brown has 16.
And went 1 for 8.
And Porzingis, what do you have, 5? And we still win by like 16, 17 points.
Yeah.
This goes to show you that, like, what I saw from this game is a team that knows they're really good. Because they didn't play particularly well in the first half, and then the second half, you can see they pressed the button. And we used to say that when we play, hey, y'all, it's time to press the button. That when we're up our intensity, the defense will step up, and we know we can push the lead. And that's what I saw from Boston yesterday, a team that on any given night, different players can step up when your stars don't play well. Now, can they get back to the finals like this? No, the stars have to show up the deeper you get into the playoffs. But in the first round, they can get away with it. But I have no worries. There's not going to be many nights where our big three plays this poorly or shoots this bad. So I'm not worried. I was very impressed on how we win, being that I didn't think they played well.
You played Orlando to start with.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Not only did you play
they
Orlando,
wear
you
NBA
played a team that
uniforms.
can't figure out how to score points.
They wear NBA
Orlando
uniforms.
can't figure out how to even score, though, Rick. They're not a scoring machine. So in the end, y'all should beat them.
Yeah.
Y'all should. You should say, okay, yeah, we expected to win this basketball game.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
But it's
Orlando.
impressive when we don't play well. That's the mark of a great team. When you don't particularly play well, your stars don't, and you still win easily.
Convincingly,
Yeah, but the guys that play well for y'all that are not the stars could be stars on other teams. So don't act as though Peyton Pritchard and Derek White is a guy who just won an Olympic gold medal is just like a guy with a uniform on. Because they can score and they can be stars for other teams. They
Well,
just
they're
happen
stars.
to be.
They're stars in their role.
No, I'm not impressed with them beating Orlando. That's like them beating Sacramento or something. Come on, man, stop.
I mean, we did what we had to do.
I ain't hating.
Yes, you is.
No, I'm not. I'm
Yes,
just,
you are.
I'm just laying the foundation.
Tight today, Keith. Tight today.
I'm laying the
Paul, I'm
foundation.
sensing a little bitterness.
Yeah, you hear it. I
right?
can hear it. Like,
Yeah.
man,
I think it's a
Impressed?
carryover from, that other team that didn't get it done.
man.
I was impressed by the fact that they didn't play their game and they still won. They actually played Orlando style. And to Paul's point, I mean, you had Kristaps Porzingis, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum were a combined 1 for 12 from three-point range.
Yeah, that won't happen. again.
And the Celtics collectively took 11 fewer threes than they averaged. That's always been a staple of them, and they shoot it well when they win. Now, they did shoot it well, but this was a physical, grinded-out game. And you're going to have games like that in the postseason. And I believe that the Celtics' ability to play that game and be comfortable playing that in that game is a result of what they went through in their drive to a championship last year. That's what you pick up is when you go into the playoffs the following year, it's like, you know what? We've won a bunch of different ways. We're not playing our A game. We can still go get this done.
Right.
We're not afraid. And that, I don't know if the Celtics always had that, but they have it now.
Yeah, they have the confidence to be able to go through that. I agree with you. The sign of a great team is you don't play your best game and you still end up winning, and they won convincingly. At least they made it interesting for the first half,
Yeah.
you know?
Why your hair green?
Because we won. Every time you see the Celtics win, you're going to see me with green hair. So that means I'm going to be having a lot of green hair on this show for a couple months.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.